Guys, this is beyond exciting to have this breakfast from my 3-year-old fruit forest. Ackee and saltfish from my own ackee tree, 3 years old. Mustard greens and saltfish. Green bananas from my own garden. And of course, we gotta throw in that dumpling. Let's see how it tastes. Oh my gosh, I can't wait. What do I taste first? I gotta go for that ackee, right? Jamaica's national dish, ackee and saltfish, and our national fruit, ackee. Ooh. Can you smell it? Hey guys, Backyard Farmer Pat here. Today we're gonna make some mustard greens with saltfish. Traditionally in Jamaica, we make callaloo and saltfish. Callaloo is like a Jamaican version of spinach. However, we have tons of mustard greens in the garden, so we're gonna try that recipe, but with mustard greens instead of callaloo. So here, I have my mustard greens that I chopped up. What I did was I took out the main vein from the mustard greens so that it's just the greens. We have some onion, we have some garlic, bell peppers, and then here I have my broadleaf thyme. If you have the regular French thyme, that's fine. We have a tomato that I diced up, and we have a little bit of scotch bonnet, and I just use a tiny bit of scotch bonnet because our scotch bonnet is super potent. So you can see this is like a really tiny scotch bonnet, and that little piece is all I used. So what we're gonna do is first I'm gonna stir fry the veggies. Then we have our codfish, and this is really salted pollock. It's not cod. What I did was soaked it overnight to get the salt out. What you do is in the morning, it will fall apart easily, and you just taste a piece to make sure enough salt is removed. I also have my ackee. This is ackee from our backyard. We have that boiling, and I'm only gonna boil this for like maybe 5 minutes. I think it has like 3 minutes left because this is our first time cooking ackee from our garden. We want to make sure the ackee does not fall apart because otherwise it's going to be mushy. So I'm going to test it in like another 2 minutes to make sure. Then of course, we Jamaicans, we have to make our dumplings, right? My husband is throwing down on some dumplings. And then the back pot, we have green bananas also from the backyard. All right, so I think the oil is hot. You want to make sure that the oil is, relatively hot. And then we're going to add our veggies now. All right, you want to hear that sizzle when you throw your onions and your seasonings in. I'm going to make this simmer for maybe a minute or two. Then we're going to throw our codfish in and season the pot. What I'm going to do after the codfish is seasoned and cooked down, I'm going to separate a little bit and then add the ackee to a separate pot. I just tested the ackee and it's fork tender, so I'm gonna strain this off so it doesn't keep cooking because we don't want it falling apart. And our veggies are looking just about ready now. So let me throw the codfish in there. So to the codfish, what you want to do is add your black pepper, your onion powder, add a little complete seasoning, garlic powder, and we're gonna let this cook down. So let's do that. And you season to taste. Strained out the ackee, and now let's start seasoning. So going in with some garlic powder, a little onion powder, a little complete seasoning, just a dash, and a little black pepper. That's it. Keep it simple. And I think I'm gonna dice up one more tomato. So we're gonna cook this down. Let this cook down for a minute. Gonna add another tomato to it, and I'll be right back. All right, this is what the saltfish looks like when it's ready, good to go. So I'm gonna take a little bit out of this and put it in a separate pot for the ackee. And then we're gonna add our greens now and just cook it down. I had to add another scotch bonnet because the scotch bonnet wasn't strong enough for this size pot. So I added another scotch bonnet, but of course, pepper, spice, that's the taste. And then sprinkle a little bit of salt in it because the saltfish I soaked overnight, it removed most of the salt. So I had to sprinkle a little bit. But of course, again, that's the taste. right? But this is what it should look like. Everything is kind of cooked down nicely. Taste it at this point to make sure it tastes the way you want it to taste before adding your greens. All right, so I separated it. I took some of the saltfish out and put it here. We're gonna add our ackee directly to the pot, and we're gonna stir this up. And we're gonna cover this up and just let it simmer till it's nicely incorporated. And then to this, we're gonna add our greens. All right, that timer means it's ready. And this is what the mustard greens looks like when it's cooked. You can see it's greatly reduced down. As you go along, you add your salt, you add your black pepper, you add your seasoning to taste until it's just perfect. And here is my ackee, guys. Very first ackee, very first crop. So excited. It looks like good ackee. They're still holding together. I'm going to turn that stove off. And I added my green onions, as you can see on the top. And our bananas, also from the backyard, they're ready. And if you notice, guys, we cook the bananas in the skin because the skin easily peels off once it's cooked. So this is green bananas. So for those of you who've never tried green bananas, it's just like eating a potato, right? So we're gonna eat the green bananas and of course our dumplings. So let me put a plate together. Can't wait to taste all this. First mustard green and saltfish ever, and first ackee and saltfish from the garden. Guys, this is beyond exciting to have this breakfast from my 3-year-old fruit forest. Ackee and saltfish from my own ackee tree, 3 years old. Mustard greens and saltfish. Green bananas from my own garden. And of course, we gotta throw in that dumpling. Let's see how it tastes. Oh my gosh, I can't wait. What do I taste first? I gotta go for that ackee, right? Jamaica's national dish, ackee and saltfish, and our national fruit, ackee. Ooh. Can you smell it? Wow. 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 Absolutely delicious, guys. Oh my gosh. All right, let's try the mustard greens. We'll get it with a little bit of saltfish. Mm. Mm. So the mustard greens flavor isn't as strong when I cooked it on this way. It's actually quite nice because mustard greens can be very, very strong. I like it on sandwiches, and recently I started putting it in my shakes because you don't really taste the strong mustardness. But guys, this is delicious. Absolutely delicious. Wow. Anyway, just wanted to share my breakfast with you and show you what you can also grow, what you can also be eating like from your own backyard. Most of the herbs I used were just about all the herbs. Most of the herbs are used from my backyard. So guys, you can have this in no time. Go plant a tree today, guys. Plant some seeds. Bye now. Mmm. Mm. Forwarded, I had to come back and say the mustard greens and saltfish was on point. So for all you Jamaicans that have to have your callaloo with saltfish, if you're going mustard greens, definitely try the mustard greens with saltfish. It was absolutely, absolutely, absolutely delicious. Ackee and saltfish, of course, that's always a winner. I love that my ackee didn't fall apart, that it kept its shape. So thank God I got a good ackee.